With March Madness here, one of the things that makes the tournament so exciting are all of the upsets. Every year we see teams that weren't expected to win, knock off teams that are heavily favored. Everyone's watching, thinking the same thing. How did that happen? It's so exciting. So today I want to talk about the psychology behind why underdogs sometimes win, because it's a very interesting mental dynamic and there are important lessons that athletes can learn from it. So when a team is the underdog, they often walk into the game with a very different mindset than the favored team. The underdog usually has a lot less pressure on them and fewer expectations. Most people assume they're going to lose anyway, so because of that, they play much more freely. They literally have nothing to lose. They just get to go in and cause some chaos. They're not worried about making mistakes. They're not overthinking every single play. They're just competing. And on the other side, the favored team often feels the weight of expectations because everyone does expect them to win. Their coaches expect it, fans expect it. Especially nowadays, there's lots of money on the win, and they expect it of themselves. And that pressure can sometimes make athletes play a little tighter, more cautious. Instead of focusing on simply playing their game, they're thinking about the outcome and the fact that we should beat this team. So sometimes they can have those what if thoughts creep in. What if we lose? What if we mess this up? And when athletes start thinking that, they often become a lot more hesitant, and hesitation can lead to a lot of mistakes. Another big factor is the motivation piece. Underdogs usually have something to prove. They feel very overlooked. They feel disrespected. They can fuel a very high level of play off of their energy and effort. They're diving for loose balls, playing really aggressive defense at first, competing for every single possession because, again, they feel like they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And so let's say first play, they make a great defensive stop and then make this awesome dunk. I mean, they have that momentum right away, and they're going to continue to fuel and build off of that. The favored team sometimes has the opposite challenge. When they're expected to win, you can unintentionally take things for granted or assume things will go your way. But in sports, that mindset can be very dangerous because games are rarely decided by just talent. The effort, focus, momentum can matter a lot too. So if the underdog teams again gets this great stop and then this great dunk or just great shot off and then maybe they make another stop, the favorite team can be like, oh crap, like that's not supposed to happen. They aren't supposed to be doing that. And the underdog team is like, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. And they're fueling off of it in a very good way. And this motivation leads us into another important factor. Let's dig a little bit deeper into that momentum piece and their belief. When an underdog team starts the game well, maybe they hit a few shots early on, you can almost see their belief growing in real time. They really build off of that. I mean, everyone on the bench is engaged, everyone in the game is stepping up. Fans that are there are starting to lose their minds, and then they're starting to think, wait, we can actually win this game. And then their focus is just locked in. They're so motivated. They're going to do every single thing that they can to win that game. And at the same time, the favorite team may start feeling a little uncomfortable because the game isn't going the way that they expected. And that shift in belief can completely change the entire energy of a game. So here's the important takeaway for athletes that are listening. You don't have to wait till you're the underdog to learn from this underdog mindset. The best athletes are able to bring that underdog mentality into every single game. They play freely, start the game off aggressive. I talk to my athletes all the time about start off with creating a lot of momentum. And then we break down actions that create momentum for them. Sprinting, talking loud, staying really low on defense, diving for loose balls. You don't need to wait around for a good play to happen in order to start doing all of those things. Start creating that momentum right off the bat. Heck, high fives with your teammates. I think that's the most underrated way to create energy. So the underdogs are really focusing on competing rather than worrying about the expectations or outcomes. And if you train your mind, right, if you learn these mental skills, I'm helping athletes so much with managing their expectations, you can go into the game already with that underdog mentality. Whether you're the favorite or the underdog, the goal should always be the same, and how you approach the game should always be the same. You're focusing on the next play, you're trusting your preparation, and you're competing as hard as you can. That shouldn't change based on the team that you're playing against or the stage that you're on. By the end of the day, games aren't necessarily won by the team that's supposed to win. They're won by the team that plays best in that moment. And you'll hear coaches all the time in post-game interviews, yeah, that team just played better than us today. It's simply just a matter of that. Everybody in the tournament this year is very good. They've all had to qualify and earn that position. So the team that is able to play best on that day is probably the team that's going to win. And March Madness reminds us of that every single year, and it's so exciting. For more one-on-one sports psych training, especially on how to deal with others' expectations, email me at georgia@rootedsportspsychcoach.com or visit my website, and it's all in the show notes. Thanks for tuning in, you all, and we'll see you next week.